Okay, let's settle into it. Good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Wayne. I'm a creative director and artist out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Currently 19 years old. This is complete, unedited, raw founder content that you guys are getting out of the kid. I just wanted to talk about more or less who I am, what are my goals, what am I trying to do here on this earth. I have 4 dogs running around here, so you'll see how this is just about as unedited as it can get. They're just gonna be running in and out of the video. Maybe one of them will wanna join me because they feel convicted, but this is more so for me and for the future generation. So let's get right into it. Who is Mark Wayne? Who even am I? My real name is Mark Anthony Medina. I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, Henderson, Nevada, to be more specific. Throughout high school, I took sports photography pictures. I owned a media company. My first company was filed at 17. I've been doing business for about 3 to 4 years now, which is crazy. I've grossed a couple $1,000s in my life, nothing to write home about, but definitely enough to not to boast about, but definitely enough to get a young kid out of high school to where I only worked one job and I was a lifeguard for 2 weeks and I quit and I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. So yeah, that's basically where I came from. My senior year of high school was kind of difficult for me, especially because I was going through a lot of emotional turmoil to the point where my business started flailing. And then that summer, I got the opportunity to move to Atlanta to pursue my dream job, which was working with overtime. It didn't end up working out. That's a story for another day. If you see this and you want that story, I'll have to give it to you. But my mission on this earth, I make music, I make art, I'm a creative director. My whole life is creative. I love being creative. I love thinking outside the box. I love making content, and I especially love making music. I love making music. What do you need to know about me in order if you want to be a fan, if you want to be a follower, if you want to be a hater, that's fine. Basically 100% Puerto Rican. My mom is Black Puerto Rican, which is, more native Puerto Rican. My dad is that Spanish white Puerto Rican. So I'm kind of directly in the middle of it. I grew up in the suburbs. So, went to a really nice school. I wouldn't say that I struggled growing up at all. I think that the only struggles I had to deal with were obviously emotional struggles, but every kid has to deal with that. It's not really making you. I think I'm very proud of the way that I navigated through all of my emotional trauma, right? I don't think I faced a lot of trauma as like a kid. My parents were divorced, but they're still friends. Amazing people, love my parents. But I'm very proud of the way that I deal with it every day because I have this very unique outlook on life. And I think that it's something that somebody else could try to adopt and improve as they go, where there's just very little things that even get me down these days, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a thing where every single day, small inconveniences happen. And obviously there's days where they start to stack up and you feel a certain type of way. But most days for me, I don't even feel those inconveniences simply because I know that inconveniences make you better and hardships make you grow. So every single time that you face a serious challenge in your life, if you can reframe it to the idea of, okay, I'm facing this issue, but now I know it's gonna help me, so let me just figure out how to solve it instead of running away from it. Your life is gonna increase tenfold, the same way mine did, in the same way that I grow every single day. This is the question that I really wanted to make this video about because I felt conflicted to talk about it. Who are my biggest inspirations? Now, last night I was watching this young man. He's about 10 years older than me. His name is Blake Rocha, Mr. 428. Now, Blake, if you're seeing this, I'd love nothing more than to just hang out with you. Go to Newport or Laguna, wherever it is that you're staying now, and just see how you live your life. Because message from me to you, Blake, I just feel like I see my future in your content, in the way that you portray yourself, in the love that you have for your girlfriend. I think that you are just like the embodiment. Just speaking directly to Blake here, Mr. 4 to 8, if you're watching this, I found your content not even a few months ago, but ever since then, I don't think it's ever good to copy someone. I see myself in your content, in the way that you've portrayed your life online, so close together. I mean, both creative minds, beach living, healthy life. It's awesome. So Blake, if you're watching this, let's just hang out, man. I'd love for you to be my mentor. I'd love for you to be my friend. I'd love for you to be my connection. I don't want any money from you. I just want to grow my life in the direction that yours is already in. I'm 19 years old, by the way. I've probably said that 3 times already, but yeah, Mr. 4 to 8. If you guys don't know who that is, please go follow him right now. All platforms. He does real estate. Amazing, awesome guy. The next guy that I want to talk about that deeply impacted my life, especially when I was just turning 18, Mr. Higher Up Wellness, Michael, Mr. Smoke. If you're watching this, keep doing what you're doing, man. Same situation. I'd love to just hang out with you, get the opportunity to chat with you, go on a run with you, join one of your run clubs. I love beach living. I love California. Vegas was always like this shithole to me, even though it's expanding. It's just, I love weather. I love being outside. And right now it's too hot to exercise outside at all. Michael Smoke. Now in December of 2025, or it was kind of like November, I found his content and he had a thing that I never thought about before, which was to get 10,000 steps a day. Now, I don't know, you've probably heard of this before if you're clicking on this video, but he had this idea that if you get 10,000 steps a day, your life is going to change. And that couldn't have been more true just based on the principle, because 10,000 steps is the level of exercise where if you do it consistently and you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight, but it's not so difficult to where you couldn't do it every day. And especially the way I was living my life at that time, I must have been getting 15 to 20,000 steps in every day. And I went from about 205 pounds to about, at my lowest, I think I was 186, just basically lifting weights and doing that. He changed my life 100% for the better. I owe my physique to that guy. And it's just crazy how powerful content is, which is why I'm so conflicted to get into content, because I want to affect somebody's life the same way he did, in the same way that Blake has affected my life in a short period of time. So Blake, Michael, if you guys see this video, I'm probably already in your DMs, so hit me back and let's link. Manifesting it now, I know, and I hope that we're going to be friends in the future, because I think all of our lives are extremely compatible, and I know my life is going in the direction that theirs is. I think they're both about 10 years older than me, so I'm a young bull in the game trying to inspire younger bulls, and they inspired me, so it all comes together, right? My other inspiration that I also want to meet, I guess I'm just glazing, Drake. Now, I know it's like, oh, Drake, like everybody loves Drake. But to me, especially the way that he went about releasing these last 3 albums, I'm a big fighter against like common ways that people are doing this music thing. Like, I want to try to combine music and self-improvement and wellness into one hat and try to create a new industry and a new lane for it, because I don't think people are really doing this. The only other person, somebody that I also aspire to work with and look up to, John Summit, he kind of combines the wellness industry with his music, but it's not as heavy of an influence as I'm thinking, right? But I just have this big goal and aspiration that this album I'm going to drop, it's called Uncandid, it's hung up back there, I don't know if you guys can see it, is going to change the world. And I think that Drake, his ability to create music that people can enjoy and his ability to create songs that move people is incredible. I study his music all the time. You guys will definitely hear an influence of Drake in my songs. And I know that it's the stigmatism in the music industry where it's like, oh, you're copying, you're jacking his flow. But I feel like the way I look at it, if somebody else has great art that you can use some of their techniques to make your own art, I think it's a plus. Daniel Caesar, he makes such beautiful, soulful music that I would love to learn how to make. Obviously, it's a completely different level of production, but every day I work towards more and more to get there. And the last person I want to talk about is the big Jesus Christ. Now, every single day I write prayers. Christian man, I love God. I get all my creativity through Jesus Christ. The last question that I want to answer for you guys is, what can you expect from the album? Now, the album Uncandid has 2 simultaneous storylines going through it. The first one is the story of a fictional character. His name is Bruce Galloway. Basically his life, what he goes through. We're dropping a movie about that in December. Very exciting. Bruce Galloway. And the other storyline going through it is my life. What happened to me in the past couple of years. So Bruce Galloway kind of mimics me in a way to where his situation is just more extreme, and he's a fictional character that I've made up in my mind, and I have a movie script planned out for him, and we're gonna start shooting. I think we're shooting in September, but that's a huge project. So if Mike, Blake, Drake, if you guys are watching and you want to be invested in this project, I'm gonna change the world, and I'm gonna change an entire generation. I'm gonna lead an entire generation into a beautiful thing that's kind of a lost form, which is creating actual creative art. So if you guys are interested and you like the vision, I want to hang out with you guys, right? I want to learn from you guys everything you have to teach me, and just understand how vibes are construed amongst each other, you know. But Uncandid, it doesn't have a genre. When I had the idea, it was very like, it was a thing where I was like, I want to make an album that when you listen to it, it only takes what's most important is the music itself and not the genre that it's confined in. So there's R&B, rap, all pop, rock. I think we're gonna have a house song on there, reggaeton. We're gonna have like it's. I just wanted it to be like a musical collection of of dope ideas and dope stuff that has two storylines that weave simultaneously together, but also could be separate. And sometimes you'll hear Bruce Galloway talking, sometimes you're gonna hear me talking, but I think it's just a concept idea that I love the idea for it. And I work very hard on it every single day. And I want it to be an album that people can like coincide with and resonate with. But to me, it's also about finding my sound, you know, because I don't know what type of artist you would classify me in, but because I want to work with I want to work with as many talented creative minds as possible. So even if you're just up and coming creative mind and you want to reach out to me to work, I'd love to just talk game with you. Please DM me on Instagram at Mark Wayne. I'll be responding to them. I love you guys. Thank you for sitting here and listening to me. If you listen to all this, comment the word candid and I'll send you $10 Cash App. I might. If you comment candid, I might send you $10 Cash App. But regardless, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me.